Hello, and welcome, my Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your timeless romantic soulmate contract read. I'm your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of Words of Grace from Professional Witch, available on Kindle, link in the description box, the Archangel of Lyons. Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Very happy to be doing these reads for you, my Scorpio collective. Let's get down to business. There is a link in the description box, a preface to the timeless soulmate reads in general. Did it a couple of months ago. It's good. It explains a lot what goes down in these readings, especially touches on the difference between twin flame and soulmate. This is not a twin flame reading. It is a soulmate reading. You have more than one. You have more than one twin flame. You have more than one soulmate. According to a much newer, higher vibrational, fifth dimensional interpretation of those two forms of soul contracts. Tons of links down there about that. Me talking about it, Matt Kahn talking about it. I know it's going to take a while for everybody to find out about it. But our old definitions can be really, really toxic and codependent. So that's what I'm doing these for. You have all different types of soulmate contracts in your life. Bottom line, a soulmate, you help each other heal, whether you know each other or not, which is the interesting part. The quantum entanglement of a soulmate contract means that as they heal, you heal. As you heal, they heal. Twin flames are a different deal altogether, so do check out those links in the description box. I really like Matt Kahn's video Soul Contracts, Twin Flames and Soulmates Redefined. It's a very, very much healthier, much easier to deal with definition. That being said, we're doing a 20-card spread here, what I call a 3-lane highway read. We're going to put party number one. It's a contract, right? Like you read a contract, party number one, party number two, and then the state of the contract itself in the center lane. I've been saying that I'm going to make this side the sign that I'm reading, but I'm realizing it's bopping back and forth so much that you're going to have to figure out which lane you are. Are you in the fast lane, the slow lane, or in the middle? So let's find that out. It is a general read. I do suggest checking your other signs. I know for myself that my Virgo sun takes in information very, very differently and needs a different kind of information than my Pisces moon, my Venus in Libra, or my Leo rising. So if you have more than one romantic coal in the fire, iron in the fire, sorry, mixed my metaphors there, then you might want to check them, or to get different points of view on one particular contract that you may be finding in your life. It is a general read, only you can know what's right for you in that. And both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can with these divination systems. If you'd like to book a private reading for me, there is literally a video in the description box called Booking a Reading with Mal that I made to cover all the basics. When people reach out to me online, I say, here, watch this. It answers all their questions. So if you're interested, check that out. Otherwise, all the decks that I read are always in the bottom of the description box. I always have tons of good stuff in my description box, my Vimeo on demand stuff, my book Words of Grace. So a lot to explore there should you choose to go deeper. Otherwise, let's do this. Both feet on the floor. Please take a nice deep breath. And here we go. We're going to start with the Caroline Mace archetype deck, calling upon my collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of romantic soulmate contract law, the higher selves of all involved, fifth dimension and above, eighth chakra and above. I call upon Kuan Yin, I call upon Archangel Michael, and I call upon the pantheons of lovers. Every culture, every tradition, please. I need 3 archetype cards here. The 3 eighth chakra dynamics. 1 for party number 1, 1 for party number 2, and 1 for state of the contract, the center lane. So what is the eighth chakra dynamic going on? And let's just say maybe this is the Scorpio, right? And maybe this is the Scorpio. There's party number 1. There's party number 2. And what is the state of the contract? Now, just to say, you already know what these are. They are in the title. I always put them in the title. There's no clickbait on Drawing the Circle. But let's see how brave you are to show up. See, now I could see why somebody would see that first one and be like, do that. Oh, but this one looks like fun. The Fool archetype, masculine family archetype. People think of it being the idiot. No. The Fool, like the Fool in the tarot, there's a chunk of that in there. I wouldn't say it's all that. The Fool is part of the royal court system, right? So the Fool can speak truth to power without getting decapitated, right? That's the deal, because it does it with humor. And if you look at the comics that we've had, how far back do you want to go? Before George Carlin, there was, oh God, why can't I remember his name? He was really famous, very, very underground. Please forgive me, my Shecky collective of spirit guides. Hopefully the name comes back to me. Damn, I can't remember. Bob Fosse did a movie about him, right? Damn, it'll come to me. God, I suck at names. That's just written into my contract. So masculine family, as in yang energy, right? The Fool is demonstrative. So the shadow and the light is what this could be you, this could be you. We've got here definitely the shadow of it using humor to wound rather than liberate. Hello. It's just part of our culture. Denial of your emotional truth, right? So emotional bypassing through humor. I was raised to do it, but I'm a Pisces moon, so it didn't work for me. I would think if you're a Scorpio moon, that might be the same. The light attribute, fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy, which is usually not a Scorpio's gig, right? Fearlessly revealing emotion, unless it is boiled there for a while, down in the subterranean depths of their element of water, right? Comes out all at once. Stinger, right? Scorpio. The party number 2 is one of the survival family archetypes, the child archetype. Everybody has the 4 survival family archetypes. Do check out Sacred Contracts by Carolyn Mace, MYSS. Genius, life-changing work. But not everybody has the nature child archetype. There are sub-patterns within the child archetype. The nature child sounds lovely, but every archetype that sounds lovely is just as nasty in its shadow, and vice versa. The shadow attribute, tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. That's a kit, right? Like, think of that kit. I think we all knew one of those kids growing up. I knew several, right? To get out of their way. The light attribute, friendship with animals, communication with nature spirits. I mean, I can really relate to that. I talk to my cats. I mean, I grew up with a nursery school teacher as a mother. We had bunnies and guinea pigs and, cats and Newfoundlands and now Labradoodles and Himalayans. It's like we all talk to them. But I also happen to talk to my plants, which is, not so much a crazy thing in the world. Lots of people talk to their plants. I feel like it connects me with them on an energetic level, right? So I can really relate to that. But you see the shadow and the light there is a little tricky. State of the contract, though, if you're going to get a state of the contract, get a hedonist. Oh, by all means, get the hedonist. The hedonist archetype, again, in its shadow is pretty nasty. Pursues pleasure to the detriment of health. I feel naked. Indulges at the expense of others. Well, I feel naked. Hey, I was born in 1968, all right? I lived through the 80s. This was what the 80s was about. For not everybody, but a lot. But the light attribute, where you both are, right? This the clause in the contract that you're in, or this scene in the movie, or this chapter in the story, inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself, right? So it is a card of celebration. It is a high vibe. It is very Dionysus, I will say that, my lifelong patron, my birth patron, my natal patron. So this feels really lovely, actually. The Fool, the nature child, and the hedonist look like they could be having a lot of fun. So we've got that on the table. Let's get some tarot. 5 Daughters of the Moon tarot. Fire, Earth, Air, Water, Spirit for the Fool archetype. Fire, Earth, Air, Water, Spirit as well from the Mythic tarot. The nature child, we're going to get all 10 of those on the table, then we'll flip them over element by element simultaneously. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my goddesses of water, the sign of Scorpio and the powers of the West, please, 5 cards. I'm going to put them face down. Element spread, fire, earth, air, water, spirit for the Fool in this Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract read. What is their element of fire? What they yearn for? What they burn for? What their hearts desire? What is their element of earth? The fuel that feeds the fire to manifest their heart's desire? What's their element of air? The thoughts they breathe into the fire. The thoughts about their heart's desire. That was 2. I'll wait for the 1 card you leave in my hand, and I think that's it. Element of water. We are talking about a water sign here. So what are their emotions? How do they feel about this fire, their heart's desire? And what is the card of spirit? The point of view, or the voice and the voice of the soul, who was chosen to play the role of the Fool in this archetypal dynamic of the Fool in this Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract. Please leave 1 card in my hand, and you did. Thank you much. Thank you very much. Thank you much. All right, let's just do the same for the nature child, and then, like I said, we'll flip them over element by element simultaneously. Hair in my face. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my gods of Scorpio, right? My gods of water, sign of Scorpio, powers of the West. Same thing, please. 5 cards, element spread, fire, earth, air, water, spirit, for the nature child in this Scorpio collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract in process, right? It's always a journey. It's not a destination. So for this nature child, what's their element of fire? What they yearn for, what they burn for, what their heart's desire? What is the earth, the fuel to feed the fire and manifest the heart's desire? What is their air? The thoughts they breathe to fan the flames of the fire of their heart's desire. What is their element of water? Again, Scorpio water sign, so we try and keep an eye on that when we do this. How are they feeling? You know, their element of water about this, their heart's desire, and what is their card of spirit? The point of view and or voice of the soul chosen to play the role of the nature child in this Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract in this timeless contract read. We're done with tarot. Let's see. What do you want? Your element of fire. Well, we're kicking off with 2 very different major arcana cards. The Fool has the Sun card, and the Nature Child has the Death card. Now, this makes me lean more this way, obviously thinking this is the Scorpio, since this is very much a Scorpio card. But let's start with the Sun. The Fool wants to be happy, and that doesn't surprise me. That is somebody fearlessly laughing at the hypocrisy of this world, right? Fearlessly revealing emotions. This person could just be a lot of fun, but also depending upon where they are and their own ability to feel what they're feeling there. Obviously, a scale of lead to gold in that archetype, like all of them. The vibe I get on this is that they just want to radiate. They want to shine. They want to emit clarity. They want to have a really good time. Remember, the hedonist clause is like the setting for both of you in this. And with the Death card here, they want to transform. Not necessarily that they want something to end, but they want something not to just change. You know, I've been thinking about this a lot, like basic earth science, solid, liquid, gas, like water, water vapor, water ice. It does change form, but it's really what's called a state change, because it can go back and forth. True transformation, you can't go back, right? It's like cookie dough, then oven, then cookie. You can't go back, right? It's just a different thing. This is transformation. This could be about their lives. This could be about this relationship. So let's just keep going. That element of fire, very strong when it's major arcana first element down there with fire. So what's the earth? Well, we're going to start on this side. The nature child here, remember, there's an innocence. The child archetype, regardless of its sub-pattern, is about innocence and safety. Well, this is the 3 of Cups. It's actually a marriage ceremony here, but this is in celebration. There are good feelings back and forth between these 2 people, which leads me to think, of course, they know each other. There's an emotional bond here. Now, if they haven't met, then that really does suggest an empathic connection, a vibrational thing, even if they haven't met. That's holographic Boogie Oogie Oogie. Over here, we have got the volcano, Pele, the volcano. The Five of Flames, often thought of a card of conflict, but this can be about energy building. Fives are numbers of change. That this is the molten magma. Pele ready to blow, right? Or maybe she's blowing. This could be Kundalini, this could be creativity, this could be sexuality, this could be passion. I just don't get a bad vibe with that. Sitting next to the element of fire, since, well, technically, the sun is element of air. It's gas, but, you know, we think of it as element of fire. I think it's a little too late to go back on that. Let's just redefine Leo as an air sign. Let's not. It would really piss them off. So that's interesting, right? So you got an interesting blend of what you both have. Now, I would say the feelings run deep here, somewhat. For the nature child here, but maybe they're waiting for something to transform in their life in order to do this. Meanwhile, this one's like, I just want to enjoy myself, right? Because I've got all this life inside of me. And maybe, of course, there is some anger and some frustration in there as well. You know, a lot of us want to get back out on the road and do stuff, and, you know, keeps getting delayed. So let's look. What's our element of air here? Well, our third major arcana card, we'll start there. The Fool right now is definitely thinking Hermit, right? Kind of thinking like a hermit, going deeper in and higher up into their own higher mind, seeing things from the highest perspective possible. And remember, there's always a higher truth, hence seeing things from a larger altitude and seeing the hypocrisy in things mentally. That makes sense. Three of Wands, they are thinking. I mean, they got Three of Cups followed by the Three of Wands. I would say this nature child has made a decision in this. Let's say a choice. Decisions are life-changing. The Three of Wands is saying, all right, I made a choice. I could go left or right. I chose left. So here I am. And now I'm going to see what's going to happen. A card of loyalty to their choice. A card of waiting. A card of, you know, threes are a solid foundation. My camera's on a tripod. Tripods don't wiggle. Four-legged things can wiggle, even if they're completely even, right? It depends on what's underneath them. Tripod stays still. Perfect distribution of weight. So I really feel like there's a real stability here with this nature child. Again, we're not talking about little children. We're talking about adults with an archetype. Everybody has a child archetype. So, with the major arcana on the table, really only three so far, but they are death, the Sun and the Hermit. So there is definitely a higher thing going on here. Well, it's a soul contract read, of course there is. What's the element of water for these two? Well, here we go. You both got Earth in there. We'll start with the Fool on this side. Five of Pentacles, the earthquake. Now, we got two fives over here, which certainly can mean what they have, right? That fire inside of them. Yes, it could be a darker emotion than excitement and ready to go. Impatience, perhaps. Irritation, frustration, impatience. They flashing me into my third eye, the Abraham Hicks emotional guidance scale. You know that part of it. It's not all the way down at the bottom, but it's something that's going to change. Vibes are numbers of change. So with the earthquake here, they may be a little shook. They may be going through a shakeup inside of themselves. Their emotions being fast. Earthquakes don't last long, folks. They may take thousands of years to build up, but then once the tremors start, right, a 10-minute earthquake would be lethal, I would think, depending on Richter scale, right? Really intense, though, for 10 seconds can level a city. So this is fast. There's something shaking up in them. I said this is my minor arcana version of the Tower card, so to speak. And in the water, that there's some real feelings going on here that they're dealing with, I would hope. And hence, I think that's why the Sun, right? Also a card of healing, a card of clarity, right? But they are really thinking about going even deeper in and higher up within their own energy field, their own energy systems, to see things mentally, at least from the highest altitude they can, the largest picture that they can. Now you've got a court card here on this side for the water in terms of the nature child. Now, the Queen of Pentacles here, I believe, is Penelope, wife of Odysseus, Ulysses from the Odyssey in Greek myth, you know, the Iliad and the Odyssey and all that. This is second house Taurus vibe. So, there's a Taurus energy here with the nature child, great emotionally, but in the element of water, when you have fixed earth, it really is about solid emotional values. This really feels like the Scorpio over here, but it doesn't mean that one can't be for people as well. This is about maybe even being a little stubborn. I know it's Taurus, it's a little cliche, but it is fixed earth, but fertile earth, where something can be grown. And do keep in mind, we have a nature child here. So I know for myself, it's like, I can't stand to hear the sound of chainsaws if they're going into trees. I mean, if they're going into lumber to build a house, I understand. But like, don't cut down a tree. Don't cut down a tree near me. It just rips right into my nervous system. Great, I'm empathic for trees. Wonderful, have been my whole life. I am the Lorax, I am the Malax. I speak for the trees. So I can understand that in a nature child, that there is something very earthy about their emotions, probably something very demonstrative, but my eyes keep going to this death card. What is this transformation that they want? Because I'm not so sure it's about this relationship as much as it might be that they want things to transform in their lives here. Because they are willing to wait in their mind, Three of Wands, and they are feeling the love, at least the friendship, make new friends. Make new friends, keep the old, one is silver, the other gold. I wasn't a Girl Scout, but I've heard the song, all right? I was a Boy Scout. I made it to second class. Oh my God, what a nightmare. Can't imagine me in khaki 24/7, can you? No. I'll keep wearing black until they make something darker. So, it's interesting that these two share earth in their element of water, because I do feel like, though, this one may be shook. They're taking some steps there to rectify that, right? To maybe take off the mask that we see here. Tears of a clown when there's no one around. I prefer the ska version personally. Let's see. Let's see. What is the card of the soul? Yeah, it feels like our Fool over here is going through it a bit. They are in oppression. Half of the Devil card in this deck, Daughters of the Moon, is a feminist deck, so not really using patriarchal imagery like the Devil there. Instead, it divides it into two cards. The Coyote Woman, which is the Trickster, which is a shamanic deal there, and the card of oppression. A woman covered by rocks, right, in a burning village, right? Someone burned down the village. But the faces, the rocks have faces on them. So this can be any kind of oppression, but the soul is saying, it's not that you're being held back, it's just that there are some shadows here to look at. Some stuff that's been repressed perhaps for a while, that's been weighing this person down. Yes, of course, it can be addiction, it can be codependence, it can be too much stress, but usually you boil it down to fear, right? Facing your fear, because what is stress? It's usually triggered by some sort of fear, which is usually beginning in the mind, then hits the emotion, or for water signs, it can work in the opposite. An emotion gets triggered by something and then they start thinking, right? So I can understand they want the sunshine to come. There is definitely something holding them back here, particularly with the Hermit, the card of oppression. They're shook on the inside and really passionate. I mean, but this card of fire, I don't think they're angry with the nature child. Don't get that. What I get is that there's this chomping at the bit. There's the phrase. Thank you, whoever that was. You got two queens over here, the nature child. Here you have the Queen of Wands, the Leo card. So fixed energy. You got the Scorpio card, fixed water, element of fire. You've got the Queen of Pentacles in your element of water, Taurus, fixed earth. And you have got the Queen of Wands in your spirit position, fixed fire. Mark, how much does this feel like the Scorpio? Like this. It feels like it's that much. But again, general read. I'm going to say what you both have in common there is a similar element of fire. But the Queen of Wands I'm getting here with this nature child, their soul is saying, just shine. Just do your thing. Go through this transformation. Keep your heart open. Keep it friendly. Be loyal. Be loyal to this person. Be loyal to yourself. Right? Be loyal to your emotional values, because, values don't begin and end with the physical world. course you have mental values and emotion. Mental values, you want truth usually, right? Emotional values, you want to be open and authentic about how you feel, even if nobody else knows about it, right? And let's say it, with the Leo card here, Leos don't usually hold back on how they feel, right? They will put it out there unless they're fronting, but it's a different kind of fronting than Scorpio. This might, well, fifth house, creative fire, cardinal fire, creativity and good fortune, fifth house, dynamic pleasure, very much. And that does key in to this hedonist. I think, I more than think, my little Pisces fishy moon is picking up here that there is a really good vibe between the two of you, the hedonists, but they're being held back by something here. I think you know that, but the love is there. And it might be you're waiting for this transformation with that death card in the element of fire, if you are the nature child, for, I don't want to say this fool, it's someone who has the fool archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime, that there's something here about them revealing what they feel, and they are being held back by that. Because the hermit is in their element of air, I'm going to say this is probably about their past more than their future, right? That there's something here that they are processing through, some fear, but now get it, right? The card of the soul, those rocks weighing them down, the oppression, of course would make them a little trigger happy, right? A little ready to blow, right? Ready to go. Little Elastica playing through my head. I love that song. That used to be my alarm when I woke up on my phone. Now it's Blondie, Dream, and I figure it's an easier transition from sleeping to waking. Let's get our center lane here. Now remember, we got the hedonist archetype here. You two are using each other. You know that's not the right way to go. But that doesn't mean it can't be alchemized into, just to remind, inspire creative energy, Leo card, to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. I feel like the two of you really can be doing that for yourselves and for each other as well. Very hedonistic vibe. I'm digging it. So let's go to Oracle land, shall we? We'll get 3. Come here. Whispers of Love Oracle cards. The voices of the higher selves, right? The Fool's higher self, the Nature Child's higher self, and then both of theirs in the center lane. Please take a nice deep breath. You might want to put your feet on the floor if you can. Now we're on a tarot land. We're going higher as I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What are the whispers of love in this Scorpio collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign? Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, soulmate contract involving a fool and a nature child. In this hedonist, we've got the fool's higher self saying that, whispering. Club 96. What about over here for the nature child and for the state of the contract? Oh, that one wanted to come out but didn't. The hedonist center lane here. What do both of their higher selves whisper to both of them in this romantic soulmate contract read? Let's look. The Fool. Spend some quality time together. It is imperative that we spend quality time with those we are in significant relationship with, listening to and talking to each other. I feel like this person is safe space. Honestly, like, I don't get horrible. There's nothing horrible here. They've got the death card now, being that that's the Scorpio card. If this is the Scorpio, they want this. They want to spend time with you, right? Spend quality time together. Your higher self is saying, even if it's on the phone, even if it's video chat, start talking to each other, communicating. I feel like this person would get you, and even if they haven't been through what you've been through, they can certainly understand the nature of what you are going through. What's their higher self saying? Get to know each other. Now look, again, on just surface it says, oh, you two have just met. But not if somebody's going through a transformation. You get to know each other again, right? Soulmates in particular, particularly come around. Oh, and Mercury's going retrograde tomorrow, I think, at the time of this recording. Don't worry about it. Look it up. right? It's like people coming back from the past for redos. Well, it could totally be that. And I don't like comeback readings. I don't like come arounds, right? It's like come around, drive around, right? Go past already. Get to know each other. Learning to meet another's need for love is important for a relationship to grow. And that's what I feel like could be you don't know each other, or you just met, or you do know each other. But I'm going to say with the Five of Pentacles in their water, it feels like it wouldn't be so shocking emotionally, right? That rapid rumble inside, so much feeling shook with all this passion. Well, maybe love at first sight. Let's keep going. Let's see. Let's not make that conclusion yet. And this card has been coming up repeatedly in these reads. In the center lane, the hedonist, treasure your loved ones. It is important to love each other deeply. And I have to tell you, though the hedonist may sound like manicure, pedicure, facial massage, and ain't nothing wrong with that. That's my favorite healing system. I just don't do it that often. I do it at home myself. It's a little different. Massaging yourself with tennis balls in your back is not quite the same, right? Laying face down in a face cradle. What I would do for a sea salt and olive oil scrubbed out, that would be great. Oh, gurneys, I miss gurneys. It's a Long Island thing. This is definitely a thing of treasuring one another. All this stuff is wonderful, but to feel it, to open your heart, to actually love each other deeply, even if you are not talking about it, even if you're not in the same space and time at this moment or in the immediate future, there is definitely a lot of good feeling love here between the two of you. It's just going to be interesting to see how that plays out. That's what it sucks doing readings on YouTube. I don't get to find out what happens. At least with my clients, I say, call me back in a couple of days, 2 days. Let me know how the energy integrates. Let me know how you're doing. But even that, it's like being dropped down into a Nora Ephron movie halfway through and then being yanked back out. You don't know how it ends. When Harry met Harry. Let's keep going. We are still staying in Oracle land here, but who are we going to talk to? We're going to talk to Kuan Yin. The Kuan Yin Oracle. I do need the magnifying glass because they insist on printing in nano micro font, not to be confused with hierophant. That's a tarot card. Please take a nice deep breath. Pink flame. Oh, as I call upon my beloved Kuan Yin, goddess, bodhisattva, mother of love and mother of all, please, one card in clarity for the Scorpio collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract involving this fool and this nature child in this hedonist clause that they find themselves in. What is your clarity, guidance, and grace for them? From your Kuan Yin Oracle for this timeless romantic soulmate read. Shining Lotus. I mean, all these cards are gorgeous. I have to say, whoever Blue Angel Publishing's artists are, they are right on point. They must have quite the talent bank at hand because so many of their decks are so different. Card number 26, Shining Lotus. Whoop, too far. 27. I would think it would be the one before it. Look, it is. I did math. Breathe. Card number 26, Shining Lotus. There are times when it makes sense to be discreet, Scorpio, until you find your inner strength so that you feel empowered enough to share your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs without wavering, even in the face of challenge by another. And I kind of get that. Like, there is a lot of love and a lot of emotion here, but there seems to be a real hesitancy on the point of view of the Fool there. That's why the Hermit card in their element of air. It's okay to be discreet. Maybe you two are communicating and maybe you're not ready to tell it to the world exactly what's going on between you. That's fine. Healthy boundaries are healthy boundaries, but, you know, if there's sneaky deaky going on, that's another story. Where do we go? At other times, we benefit ourselves and others by taking a risk and allowing the inner lotus blossom of our true self to shine forth for all to behold. I'm gonna say that's kind of more for the Fool over here. This one's waiting. I mean, definitely they can be shining their light. That Leo card, Queen of Wands, in their soul position there. but it feels like this is what they want. It's like they want to, and they're probably chomping at the bit to do so. To spend some time together. I only read the beginning and then the prayer at the end, but there's like healing rituals and stuff for every card. It's a lot. I'm not reading all of that. Please take a nice deep breath. Let's do the prayer for real. Prayer of the Shining Lotus. Beloved Kuan Yin, Mother of mercy and compassion, bless me with divine timing and divine words, that I may express myself truthfully and well, and that my truths may be healing for all concerned. For the highest good, so be it. Bless my lotus heart with shining peace and love. Om Mani Padme Hum. Kuan Yin loves you. She loves everybody, but you too. Definitely, this is about really finding that place inside of you, getting ready to reveal your truth. Really feels like it's more on this side, but understand, though this is the feminine energy for the contract itself, it certainly seems to be leaning in that direction. I'm not seeing anything here. Well, there may be a waiting here mentally as well of when's the right time to speak the truth here about how things really feel, but the vibe here emotionally, I mean, this one's a little shook. This one's really holding on to their values emotionally, but that treasuring each other there, right? The spending time with each other, the get to know each other, that takes vulnerability, and let's not forget the state of the world right now with certain health issues, right? Tricky. It's tricky. Tricky. All right. That's the feminine energy. Let's do the masculine. Oh, our favorite sexy quarterback archangel, Archangel Michael, the Blue Angel Oracle here. Please take a nice deep breath. Blue flame. Hello. Call upon. Yeah, someone needs to spit out the truth. First cough of the reading. I have not been coughing today, so that's that was just a lot of dust in my house. Over here in the dining room, please, my beloved Archangel Michael, quarterback of the Archangels, the nice one with long hair who carries your books home and doesn't let the other kids beat you up. My beloved protector, defender, Archangel of fire and of the south, please. What is your truth? What is your clarity about the masculine energy side, which seems to be a little lacking in this thing? I think there's a lot of waiting. There's a lot of internal going on. What's going on here? What do they need to know? What is your oracular message? This Scorpio collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, soulmate contract. Shall we? Surely. Oh, forever in my light. Safe and sound. Card number 13. Such a pretty card. Like I said, the artwork is this is also Blue Angel Publishing. Well, obviously, it's the Blue Angel Oracle. I mean, gorgeous. Forever in my light. Not to be confused with Prince's Forever in My Life. However, what a beautiful song. These bring tears to my eyes. Probably still would. Maybe I'll go listen to it today. Card number 13. Shall we? Archangel Michael says, card number 13, forever in my light, L-I-G-H-T, safe and sound. I am your guardian angel, and I watch over you and those you love. You are all forever in my light, so there is no need to worry. All is well. Everyone is safe. My love has no borders. It is everywhere. Feel me in your heart and know that we are forever united by love. You are with me and I am with you. No matter where you are or where your loved ones are, I am there too. Well, ain't that just a love of unity consciousness right there? We are forever flowing through creation. We are forever changing, yet I am always with you. For I am the ebb and flow of your spirit and the love that stems from your eternal heart. I am a warm breeze that whispers in your sleep, essentially saying that we're all one with each other, and love is not just the uniting factor. Love is what we are. So when the heart is open, and he is with us, and he is guarding, and he is guiding, as Archangel Michael would, that everyone in here is safe. right? It's all, yes, part of a divine plan. I know I say that a lot, and it annoys people, I'm sure, because we don't see it. We don't see it usually until after it has already, some time has gone by. You look back and go, oh, it was the divine plan. But that everybody is safe here, like this, and particularly safety with a child archetype of any sub-pattern on the table, that this is safe here to explore, to go into. The Fool maybe being a little snarky, right, with that derisive humor there, but certainly, and getting ready to kind of reveal that. I mean, they have, I think, legitimate fears, but I feel like it's more about the past. If it's not about the past, then they're in a certain circumstance where they are being oppressed by people, places, and or things. And this one's like, well, I love you, and I'm willing to wait, and it's fine, and I'm just going to radiate my love to you, and eventually I may speak it, and hopefully they will too. So I can feel both sides of this kind of in the same place, but I can't even really tell who's going to pull the trigger here. I get that feeling. Spend some quality time, right? Get to know each other. But what's more important is that you treasure each other, that you open your hearts to each other. And in the masculine energy, just know everything is safe right now, right? It's contract. It's going to play itself out. It can be delayed but not prevented, but, we can really get in our own way. Okay, our last oracle of the 4, and then we'll get you a healing mantra card. The Lover's Oracle, Tony Carmine Salerno, also by Blue Angel Publishing. I like calling out the publishers when I can remember them, right? Because they're doing the work, right? The authors are working and the artists are drawing and painting, but it's the company that makes it a thing. Please take a nice deep breath. This might take a second. This is opening up all the channels. Here we go. As I call upon the pantheons of lovers, every tradition, every lineage, every culture, even the celestial stuff, if we want to go there, for this Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract. That feels delicious. Involving a Fool archetype, a Nature archetype, and a Hedonist clause in their contract, right, with treasuring their loved ones and shining their light, allowing that lotus to bloom, blossom, bloom, same thing, redundant, and be shared when the timing is right, and the prayer there for the divine timing, but that everything is safe. It is safe to do so now. It just need not be done like a volcano over here. It can be done in a much calmer, perhaps more less inflamed way here. So what is the oracle message you have for them in this timeless read? Well, did I just say what's the message? A message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. Rock and roll. So you're both thinking about each other from a hermit place and from a 3 of Wands place. You're both thinking about each other. And you're sending each other messages. Now, the telepathic thing, it's really more of a holographic thing. People make a bit more out of it than they realize, because thoughts are things, right? They're not your thoughts. They're electromagnetic wavelengths that pass through your brain receptors, if you want to go there, your antenna, your transducer, right? The crown chakra is like a satellite dish. The third eye is like, I guess, the translator, you would say, right? To turn it from an impulse into a thought. An energy into a thought. So, there is this message for both of you saying that you think of each other a lot and you love each other very much. And when they think about you, their hearts light up. And I think that's what this center lane is saying. Even if you can't be together right now, treasure one another. Pray for one another. Send each other love. And I know it's a very watered down version of that. But if you're a Scorpio or a crosswatcher, you can go deep on this. Nobody needs to know what it is that you're feeling and who you are feeling it for, particularly if there is a fear of letting this love be known for whatever reason, right? Maybe external people you don't want to deal with. Feels like that could be the case with the oppression on this side. Or maybe it's just the fear of being vulnerable. Both can be true, right? So let's see. Last card card down. The Ascended Masters from the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck. The Ascended Masters of Romantic True Love Contract Law. It's like a specialty in a law firm that I'm sure gets lots of business in the Akashic Records office complex. Please take a nice deep breath. If you've never seen the movie Defending Your Life, right, Albert Brooks, Meryl Streep, oh, come on, one of my favorite people on planet Earth, her name just went out of my head. Shirley MacLaine. How could I forget Shirley MacLaine? I read all her books back in the 80s and 90s. All right, let's do this. Your perfect healing mantra, breathe. All right, the Past Life Pavilion, she's the Akashic Records. Here we go. As I call upon the beloved Ascended Masters of Romantic Soulmate Contract Law, busy though you may be, please, can you give us the perfect healing mantra for the center lane here? For the Scorpio collective, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract read involving the Fool archetype, the Nature Child archetype in this Hedonist archetype phase of their contract in this timeless romantic soulmate read. Amplifying abundance. Abundance is my birthright, and I receive it now, which as far as I know, within my subconscious mind, is the only one that has a little song and dance. Abundance is my birthright, and I receive it now. Hey, I used to do that on live stream on YouTube last year a lot, just crack people up. It's really the theme song. Looney Tunes. I love this card, Amplifying Abundance. Not my favorite card in the deck. Inviting Ecstasy is my favorite card in the deck, but this one will do. Because abundance is my birthright, and I receive it now. And it has to do with shining your light at full capacity, and light is truth. So it feels like this Fool could have a major breakthrough with this. This one does not need the magnifying glass. Abundance is my birthright, and I receive it now. When you are abundant, you feel confident that life will always meet your needs, whether things go according to plan or not. And that might be part of that shookness going on here. These Five of Pentacles and the Oppression card. Things might not have gone the way this Fool had wanted them to go. Abundance is not a matter of having more than enough, which is the traditional definition, but I get what he's saying here. But of seeing from the soul's perspective that only your ideas and beliefs can ever limit your experience, which, considering the air card, the elements in the element of air here, the cards in the element of air, the thought, I could see that there's some work going on there for sure. Abundance is a readiness to be supported by the universe in exchange. Told you I was raised by a lawyer. You see, in exchange in a contract, you go, whoa, 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 what's that about, right? Abundance is a readiness to be supported by the universe in exchange for letting your light shine at full capacity. And that's part of my prayer every day. I say, universe, do it through me. Shine my light through me at full capacity. I don't know how to do it today. I did it yesterday, I think. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. But for today, shine my light, my truth, my authenticity, my soul, my whatever, through me at full capacity. This mantra is ideal for unraveling beliefs of lack and scarcity, overcoming fear, oppression, devil card up there, and increasing confidence. Confidence is definitely from an experience, but it is an emotion. Yes, it can be brought about by facing your fears and all that stuff. And I'm saying with that Shining Lotus card here, what Kuan Yin is saying here, it's like there's this unfolding love inside of you. This center aisle here, this center lane, particularly with amplifying your abundance, even if you're not telling anybody about it. Feel as much love as you can for this person and know that whatever comes up as a result of that inside of yourself is there for healing. Particularly, I would say, with this side. That there's love is the alchemical solvent there, the universal solvent. Technically forgiveness, but that's another story. That's another set of metaphors there. But I really have to say, this nature child is probably up for it. They're just waiting for the Fool to get their ass together. Get their act together. Maybe get their ass together too. Their root chakra stuff here, because they do feel like this one wants it to transform. This one wants the happiness, but there's a lot in process here, but you're thinking about each other, right? You're both safe and sound, treasure each other. That opening of your own heart alone is going to help not just you heal, but the other one heal without there being any sneaky poppet magic or anything like that. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but, you know, intent is everything. So I have a blessing that they gave me to do for all 12 signs, and I'm allowed to elaborate because, you know, I'm going to anyway. Please take a nice deep breath. My beloved pantheons of the divine, please may all romantic soulmate contracts be brought together under grace and in perfect ways in divine timing, that they may come together, that they may help each other heal even now before they meet, or if they're separate or sitting right next to each other, that love that they have for each other not only heals them, but heals everyone around them, and not only heals everyone around them, but through the unity consciousness of true love, romantic love, when the planet most needs it, that they're able to ground it into the Earth's electromagnetic field, bringing more love to the planet, and let's face it, the trickiest form of love ever on planet Earth, the romantic sexual, so that we may all heal, grow, become the best that we can be, treasure one another, let that shining lotus shine, knowing that we are all safe and sound and allowed to love freely, safely, and soundly, and that as they do that this hedonist clause of their contract brings them together in sensuality, celebrating the beauty in each other and embracing the good things in life for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So mote it be. And so it is. Worth it. I mean, worth it. Whatever you got to go through to get there, do it. And certainly check out your timeless true love reads, right? The Path of True Love is all about you, but this might be one of the contracts. So you might want to check those out too. Playlists, right? At the end, there's the little cards that pop up at the very end. Timeless readings in general, the soulmate reads. And the signs for Scorpio. So if you liked it, like it. Want more, subscribe. Want to book a reading, you know how. Go watch the video down there in the description box. You want to read my book, please do. If you really want to thrill an author, buy their book. Always is a good thing if you ever needed a hint on that. Otherwise, seriously, wishing you the very best and the very blessed of this soulmate contract. Looks like it could be a lot of fun, but there's some vulnerability and some healing that needs to be dealt with here as well. You may not be ready to pull the trigger today, but it feels like sooner or later it's your choice, fool, and it's your choice, nature child, how much you want to wait here, but it feels like it's worth it here. Just treasure one another, open your hearts. Thank you for watching. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.